everyone, to Level 1 Adventuring. It hath been so long, and it is good to see all of you as all of our cameras are currently loading into frame. It may take a minute. Perfect. There we all are. We love to see you, your smiling faces. Hello and welcome. I'm also now going to put my computer on performance mode so I don't stare at myself or melt my interface. I am your Dungeon Master, Wolf Scott. Welcome to Level 1 Adventuring. What is Level 1 Adventuring, you may ask? We are a role-playing game, Twitch stream, YouTube channel, content platform. Follow us everywhere. Follow the socials so you get notified when we go live. Join the Discord where we chat on all about that. We meme on each other, and it will be a play-by-post space for D&D very soon. So check that out. Shout out to StreamLabs and StreamSpell for all of the cool digital effects that you have just seen on the screen. And if you want to upgrade your own stream, and kick us back some support as well, you can use the link down below in our little about box. And thank you to Tabletop Audio for providing all of the cool music for free that you will be hearing in the background of today's stream. But I am not the only person on this screen. There are many people who you know and love, and they all deserve their time in the sun. And I already forgot the order in which I'm supposed to announce you. So what I'm going to do is go to the party pick, and that will you know which. Yes, so order to introduce you. So Viola, if you'd like to tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Hi, I'm Sydney, and I play Viola Newmont, and she is a holier-than-thou cleric on a mission to find her god.
Ooh. How about we hear a little bit about Yoan?
Hi, I'm Garrett. I play Yoan Byrne, the tiefling wizard transmuter of the group, who is currently bound in a magical trap, but more on that later.
And speaking of traps and trap finding, Nadara.
Hey everyone, my name is Amber. I play Nadara Valier, our Dro rogue on the campaign. Nice to see y'all.
And how about a blast from our past, Gray?
Hey everyone, I'm Gray Eden, aka Lauren Kennedy, and I play a half-orc druid, smells like dirt.
And last but not least, the boy in blue. Let's hear about Zorvarax.
Hey everyone, I'm Zach. I play Zorvarax Verduke, our dragonborn fighter, dim-witted but strong-hearted, and also just strong-armed and legged, and back and head and everything strong. Dragonborn fighter, like I said.
Everything strong. Back to game time. Cameras don't break now that we've had that that introduction for all of the players. We will talk a little bit about where we were last we met, because it's been a little while, and then we'll talk about where we're going and what's happening to us. So when we last left our intrepid heroes, the party had just defeated the Kelpie of Perel Channel, a fearsome... Oh, someone's feeding beans, the dragon. Hell yeah.
We also got whole party inspiration already.
Oh, whole party inspiration.
Already? Oh, jeez.
We were just talking about that. We're like, there's going to be a lot of inspiration on the chat. Hey, damn it, Dale. First time chat. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We're so happy to have you. When we last left our intrepid heroes, the party had just defeated the Kelpie of Perel Channel, a fearsome aquatic beast that was preying upon the encampment of soldiers from the Valiants that were stationed in the wilderness near Riverholm for some time. After the party had defeated the beast, they had recovered the corpse of one of the Valiant soldiers who unfortunately was dragged to the bottom of the lake and drowned. Their little assistant friend Rios, aka Ross, and they pulled the corpse up to the shore to recover and give a proper burial to. They were going to bury Ross right there, but leader of the Valiants in this sector and uncle of a longtime friend / slightly incompetent sidekick character, Percival Graham, his uncle Theor Graham, said, hey, why don't we take him back to camp, give him like a proper service. Oh, and Ailing's in the chat too. Look at all these people. Hell yeah, so happy to have you all here. Decided to bring them back to camp to have a proper send-off. So you did. We had some. Hell yeah, and a resub from Ailing as well. Make that guitar, have that guitar sing. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna lose track with all those joyous announcements that are coming through the chat. Took everybody to camp. Had a funeral for Ross. In the process of this. Theor actually asked Viola if she would say a few words, being that she is, of course, a priestess, a cleric of the god Tetrios, and so she did, and in so doing, sort of had a dramatic reveal as she took back her hood, showing that there was a sort of an ancient mark in Celestial upon her brow, marking her as an Aasimar, or a being that has celestial lineage. And in the world of Mira, Aasimar are met with equal amounts awe and superstition. They're considered emissaries of the gods, who of course are kind of a distant force. And so they can be seen as something like a good omen, or a lot of, expectation can be placed upon an Aazimar's shoulder, being a physical embodiment of the god's will in our world. So met with a lot of superstitious awe and reverence, and so even begged for some aid that Viola could not necessarily give with confidence, but, you know, said some stout-hearted words, sent everybody on their way. Then the party decided to rest because they had just had to lick their wounds from almost dying fighting the Kelpie. And we had a couple scenes of people trading hands, speaking as they were taking their rests, right? It was around that time that after everyone had their moment to sleep and recover, that when they woke up and they were preparing to board their little rafts, pretty much their party's in a place called Riverholm right now, filled with a lot of different waterways, and they're planning on using the rivers of Riverholm to get to their destination, which is delivering a magical artifact to the main metropolis of Danareth in the center of the continent. Unfortunately, they woke up to some commotion as members of the Valiants were inspecting the rafts and all of the supply works, and it was revealed, that the reliquary that they've been trying to deliver with the help of Theor and Percival has gone missing. And so that was unfortunate, since they'd taken so long and been through so much to get it here. The party decided to do some sleuthing, some investigating, and had found that there were a series of footprints that seemed to mysteriously start on a far riverbank, then disappear by the water, then reappear. Whoa! Another Dammit Dale following us. Thank you for that guitar riff. I always get so scared by my own notification sound when the guitar riff hits. But thank you so much, Dammit Dale. And then discovered that the footprints reappeared on the docks, and then disappeared again. And another one, Sliver of Sticks. Thank you so much for supporting us. You are very much, I was gonna say appreciate, but I already said appreciated. You're appreciated. So the party had kind of put together that there were a bunch of magical bandits that they had encountered earlier in our adventure. Only 3 more to go until the goal. You are right, Loki. So hey, if you're watching us right now and you haven't followed yet, maybe you do it. Maybe you do it just because it makes the sound go off and we all like the sound and it's fun. Maybe you do it. There were a bunch of... Hey, Sliver of Six, thank you for the first time chat. Happy to have you here. There were a bunch of magical bandits that had stopped the party mid-journey, detecting that the party was traveling with a magical item of great import, and tried to wrestle it off of them. The party managed to talk them down, but apparently it did not entirely scare the bandits off, as they reappeared sometime in the night, stole the treasure, and then disappeared into the wilderness. So, armed with this information, the party decided, well, we gotta hunt them down. And so alongside Theor and Percival, they struck back out into the Riverlands to track down the bandits. No, ultra scary, says Usaki. Once the party had finally cut their way through the underbrush, unfortunately, it was our very own Yoan Byrne who stepped into... so all of the underbrush sort of gave way to a rocky precipice that was overlooking a rushing body of water right underneath sort of this like low cliffside. And as they were stepping out to see the scene and follow where the tracks had gone, there was a flash of light, and beneath their feet, some glyphs and runes burned to life. As a magical trap was sprung, the very same magical trap that thwarted the party with the Forsaken about a day or two ago, where it sort of anchored and rooted everyone in place. They were able to talk their way out of that contest before, but this time around it seems like the bandits are nothing if not consistent. They got a strategy. What can I say? And so as the party was watching Yoan get sort of rooted in place by this magical force, some figures began to appear from the rocky outcroppings across from them, and it seemed as though there was going to be a confrontation in their midst. And that is where we left off. Nice little cliffhanger of Yoan standing in the middle of the the glyph. Oh, I see Yoan is holding some dice and rolling them betwixt his fingers. Is everybody wanting to roll
initiative?
Initiative? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we'll roll initiative. I think that's what we'll do.
We're just straight into the action.
That's where we left off.
open?
The people have been waiting, Zorvarax. They're chomping at the bit. Yes, let's roll. I guess I should roll initiative too, huh? Because I have monsters that are in this encounter.
You can go last.
You don't want me to? Are you sure?
No, just put them last.
Just put them all last. Okay. Wow, I rolled the same thing twice, so it doesn't even matter. And then let me. Actually, what does that number have to do? I have to do math, and that's never fun for me. Okay, so I'm just gonna write bad guys on here because that's easy for me to remember. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in order from who I see on my screen here. Yoan, what's that initiative count?
14.
14. Viola, what's that initiative count?
16.
16. Oh, also, you know what I'm gonna do while we're counting this? Let's put on some daring fight music, huh?
Set the tone.
Maybe it's starting? We'll see. There we go. There it is. All right, yeah. Well, yes, the math is the true threat. Sliver, you have no idea. I'm a theater major. I was never trained for this. Zorvarax, what is that initiative count?
That's also a 14 for my slow boy.
We're gonna have a lot of tie breaks with these initiatives, I can tell you right here. And then Gray, what is your initiative?
12.
12, beautiful. And then Nadara.
I also have a 16.
Oh, okay. So Nadara, I'm assuming that your dexterity modifier is probably a little bit higher than...
I'm -1.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we got Nadara, we have Viola. Okay, so now we have, I think, 3 ties for 14. I'm one of the ties. I have a +1. Does anyone have higher than a 14?
Wait, what? Yeah.
Higher than a 14?
Don't many of us?
Higher than a +1.
Once again, math numbers. I'm
sorry.
I have a +1, I should say, for dexterity. Is what you're trying to beat for the tie. Okay, we got 2 for, and then minus. Is that a -1? Is that a 2 or a -1?
It's a -1.
Okay, so perfect. So that means it's gonna go Yoan, then the bad guys, then Zorvarax. Which means Gray is gonna be taking up the bottom slot. Damadiel says math, the ultimate BBEG. Listen, I will write that campaign. I will write that campaign where the final villain is the very concept of math.
That
Wow.
sounds very Phantom Toad.
Passive Spy just gave the bad guys inspiration, so I'm gonna mark that on
Passive
my
Spy.
screen.
Wow.
Wow, that
Very
name
good.
sounds very familiar.
I got one.
You give us love and then you just.
Piper's on her computer behind you. And
Oh,
I'm
is Piper doing her emails? She has a
She's
couple
streaming.
emails. She's logged into stream right now. She's
Her
gonna.
team on
Piper is Passive Spy. She's the one that just.
It was there all along.
Just
and then
kidding.
we
I
have,
know who Passive Spy is.
We have another first-time chatter, Little Introvert. Thank you. Says
hi.
Nadara. so happy to see you. Okay. So with that being said, we have our initiative order set. We kind of have an idea of what's happening. So to give us a fairer scene of what's going on, Nadara, you are going to be first. So what you see, let me pull up my battle map so I know exactly what's happening. Yoan has walked about 30-odd feet a pace ahead of the party before stumbling into the magical glyphs, right? Ahead of you, towards the very peak of sort of this rocky outcropping with the water underneath you rushing, you hear the waves crashing against the stones in the distance. And as you're beginning to see, on the sides of you, where the brush, where the wilderness cuts away before the stones take control of the landscape, you are beginning to see some shadowy hooded figures reveal themselves. They are wearing the same. Let me get my description back up. They're wearing the same hooded cloth and wraps atop their head and across their faces, dingy gray, wet wizard robes, and they all are bearing amulets around their necks in various states of disrepair. Some are slashed, melted, magically damaged. Yoan had correctly ascertained that these amulets denoted them as once students of the Magisterium, the sort of premier arcane academy of the land, before they forsaked their vows and became the Forsaken, the magical bandits that they are. From what you are seeing coming in on either sides and before you, there are over a dozen figures beginning to peel themselves away from the natural foliage and the barriers, and that means you are up first in the initiative. So feel free to tell me what you feel like doing, and we'll figure out if you can do it.
So there are 12 of them?
A little over that. Some of them are still crawling their way out of the brush, so it's Yeah!
I'm sorry, I was trying to open up our stream on my phone and that went off.
It's okay. I thought it was a follower for a second because I heard another guitar sound and I was like, hell yeah! But yeah, so some of them are still peeling their way out of the brush, so you can't tell, but it does look like at least a dozen, maybe more, depending on who else unveils themselves from behind the stones in the brush.
Okay, so can you remind me of the mechanics of sneak attack? If I'm hidden, I get sneak attack?
As long as you are hidden or you are attacking an enemy who has one of your allies within 5 feet of them, if I'm correct on that, ranged or melee.
Okay, so they haven't seen me yet, or any of us yet.
They are quite aware that someone has walked into their magical trap.
Okay, is there anywhere for me to hide around here?
Good question. There are 2 bits of foliage to your right and to your left. They're roughly 60 feet away. There's also a bit of foliage that's sort of like a rocky outcropping 30 feet ahead of you. However, how do I want to say this? The bits of foliage on either side may have enemies hiding in there. That's where you're seeing some of them appear. The rocky outcropping to the north of you doesn't seem to have any enemies coming from there. You'll just be kind of leaving the flank of your party, if that matters.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, that's fine. I am going to...
You can hide behind me.
Let me see. All right.
Ooh, do you get this like battle music that's like chanting?
Can I ready a shot? I want to ready a crossbow shot with
Yeah.
the trigger being the first enemy to attack one of our parties.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a ready to action. Do you wanna use any of your movement or any bonuses or anything like that aside from the ready announcement?
No, I don't think so, because I don't think I can do much of anything. Other than the outcropping, is there anywhere with cover? I know there's foliage, but like, would that count as cover?
It would not as good as the stone per se, but you could use it as cover for sure.
But that's 60 feet away.
If you want to go towards the one where the enemies might be, if you want to go towards the one that's further north, it'd be 30 feet.
Wait, the enemies might be the one that's 60 feet. Never mind, I'm gonna stay exactly where I am.
Okay. No worries. All right, so that's gonna be so Nadara clicks up the crossbow, squints one eye, sort of scans the perimeter, and is just waiting for one of the Forsaken to make a false step. That means we're going to go next in the initiative order. That is Viola.
Okay. I know that you just said how far away they are from us, but I was definitely reading my spells.
That's that is
just
okay.
remind me one more time how far away they are.
That's okay.
Thanks for asking, because I was doing the same thing.
You're asking, and we got another follow while you're asking, so that's fine too. 40 Walk, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We appreciate your time and your energy. Also, I should say, I'll do this to help everyone out too. Next on deck, other than Viola, so you can start planning ahead, is Yoan. And Yoan, you can also put Theor in your initiative slot as well. Okay, so Viola, you have two sets of enemies to your right and your left. They're about 60 feet away. And then there's actually a set of enemies to the north, but they're actually a fair distance away. They're about 30, 60, 90 feet away. So you're kind of cornered on right, left, and top. 60 to the sides, 90 at the front.
Great. So I'm gonna look at the closest one over on the left, and I'm gonna cast Guiding Bolt at that guy.
At that bad guy?
Make a ring. At that bad guy. Oof, that is... Oh, it's a 15 to hit?
A 15 to hit is looking pretty good, but I have a couple of effects to possibly resolve, so let me do that first. First things first, I am the realist. Okay, this is, sometimes I just talk, I think, to hear myself make sounds.
Wait,
what's up?
Just put that together?
Yeah. Wow. Wow, suddenly Viola takes 1 million necrotic damage from an unseen source.
Well, the DM just took 10 psychic damage, so I think we're okay.
Okay. Sorry.
Only an Asimir can harm God.
Viola, can you describe to me what your guiding bolt looks like while I resolve some effects?
Yeah, for sure. So my guiding bolt is going to be that blue that I cast normally, and it's going to emit from my holy sigil on my neck.
Nice.
And every time that I cast a spell, my Azamar symbol kind of flares up in my little head.
Nice. Bearing the crest of Tetrios, a lightning bolt ringed in a crown, a massive blue thunderous force erupts from the symbol. It strikes its way towards the Forsaken bandits who are peeling their way out of the brush. And Viola, you notice as one sort of holds up their staff as if to brace for impact, your bolt passes right through the body of the being, and suddenly the gray form dissipates in a cloud of smoke and mist as another figure appears right behind it as if holding the same position. The attacks seem to have taken no effect.
Just before my turn, can I use a reaction to identify that as a spell?
Yes, you may.
And this would be, if it's what I think it is, it's on my spell list, so I get advantage?
Sure.
My class list?
That sounds right.
I'm just trying to remember the Xanathar's rules.
Yeah, no, believe me, I probably should have looked that up ahead of time too. We'll say yeah, that makes sense.
That's a big old 21.
That sounds about right. Yoan, you take a look as this shadowy figure dissipates into mist and a new form appears sort of just a few inches away from the original point of impact. You have correctly identified that this figure is draped in... Whoa! Pastor Spy just gifted a sub! Very rapidly, thank you so much. That's the spell that you've identified as Passive Spy gifting a sub. You correctly identified the spell as Mirror Image. So that was an illusory duplicate of the intended target, which has absorbed the blow.
And that usually comes with 3 duplicates, right?
Yes, I will let you know ahead of time right now. There are since, as you can probably guess, there are multiple instances of mirror image happening for the creatures. So I'm sort of lumping all of the duplicates sort of like in an aggregate. So yes, as far as you can tell, there are multiple duplicates for multiple members of the Forsaken who are trying to attack you currently.
And I'm gonna say, before I pass my turn over, because I'm not moving, I am gonna stay exactly where I am. I'm gonna say, so you really don't have any new tricks? Because you did this last time. This is the exact same thing you did.
And as you shout that, you can see some of the muffled bandages underneath the Forsaken's hood shift as they speak. These new tricks are all we need to lay you low, priestess.
Ooh.
Grumble, mix, right.
Wait, can I tell which one talked? Or is it just like...
I mean, there's going to be like multiple, yeah, because they have illusory duplicates, so you see like multiple cloaks shuffling and speaking in unison.
Oh.
I flip them off. And I pass my turn.
It is now canon that flipping the bird is still a gesture that exists in the land of Mira. All right, so that means it's going to be Yoan and Theor's turn, and that is also going to mean that the bad guys are next up in the order.
Remind me, this little binding spell at mine feet.
At mine feet, yes.
Is this a end of turn save to get out of? Does it have any additional effects?
As far as you're aware, yes, it is restrained. Save ends at end of turn. You also know from watching Zorvarak struggle with it from previously that even if you succeed on the save, it still does impact your movement. And there's a chance that if you end your turn within the glyph, that you will be shackled once again by the ethereal force. So it's a shackle at start of turn, save at end, and it affects movement between.
Yoan is gonna first of all he's gonna shout, it's a mirror image spell. Hit as many of them as you can, as quickly as you can. And then he's gonna whip up a little firebolt at the one of them that he can see with advantage.
Oh,
with one of my inspirations.
Oh no, yeah, might
Like
as well use them.
A dozen of them, Joe. One of those was a 1, but the other one that's 18 plus 5, 23 to hit.
Ooh.
It's definitely a hit. So let's see what happens as the bolt of flame soars through the sky. Ooh, okay. Yoan, you conjure up a mote of flame at the tip of your wand. You release it, shouting to the party. It flies through the air as another one of the bandits sort of moves their hands forward as if to try and dodge the beam. And sorry, your total to hit was
23.
23. But unfortunately, for them, the flame hits dead center on the chest. You see no sign of ethereal smoke or mist as you strike dead center on the target through the mirror image.
Yes. That is going to be 6 fire damage.
6 fire damage. Let me make a note here. Just so I know, was there any particular position you were striking, north or left or right? Well, east or west, I guess.
Whichever one Viola got rid of, Viola got rid of one person.
Mm-hmm.
one image, so I'm going to shoot on the other side.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. The blast of fire explodes off of the bandit's chest with a wheeze of pain as you see the robes begin to singe and burn. Barely standing, but still standing. And so that was your action, Yoan. Anything else for you here?
I don't have a ton of bonus actions yet.
Yet.
Pretty much going to be me. And then end of turn, I'm going to make a save, get out of the glyph.
Yes.
What kind of save is that?
That is going to be a Constitution. Well, I'll say a Strength, or actually Strength or Dexterity save.
I'll take Dexterity.
Let it be your choice. Dealer's choice.
With Inspiration again.
Nice. Yeah, use them while you got them.
21, baby.
21. Yoan, you try and push your cloven feet as hard as you can against the lights that are restraining your ankles. With a deft movement, the light shatters around your legs, and you feel a subtle pressure, building at your heels, but you are able to more freely move than you were moments ago. So you will be free to move with some restriction in your next coming turn.
Nice.
And then we got Theor for you as well.
Theor is going to activate his leadership ability.
Oh, nice.
As his action. For 1 minute, he's going to be issuing commands and warnings. Anytime any of us within 30 feet of Theor makes an attack roll or a saving throw, you basically get a D4.
Ooh.
It's like Bardic Inspiration, but like a permanent D4 for a minute.
That's dope.
Nice.
And then he's just gonna kind of stand his ground. Get ready otherwise, because he doesn't have much in the way of bonus actions either.
Theor shing, unveils his blade, holding it high, says, "These bandits, they will find no ground here in Riverholm or elsewhere. These are for the valiant. Charge!" And sort of slams his blade against his shield and creates a resounding clang as you feel a newfound a strength burn in your hearts as you are affected by Theor's leadership passive. Beautiful. And you're saying that Theor's gonna sort of lock in place?
He's gonna try and kind of stay in the middle of everyone. So if he has to move a little bit, he will. But for the most part, he's bracing for impact.
Gotcha. Beautiful. And that means it is going to shift into the bad guy's turn. Bum, bum, bum. With Zorvarax next in the initiative. So Zorvarax, depending on what happens here, we'll see what happens. All right. Now I have a lot of.
Might be dead. Who knows?
Might be dead. Nah. Who knows? Maybe. All right. So we are going to have the bandits, or I should say the Forsaken. Take a look at this. The furthest beings begin to move up away from the rocky outcropping towards the party, and everyone is pretty much equally able to be seen at the moment. So we're gonna say 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna say the two that are directly ahead of Yoan notice that Yoan has broken free of his magical restraints, and also has correctly identified the spells that they are trying to use against the party. As you see them brace their staves, and you see a mote of cold, chill light begin to glow at the tip. Take down the wizard before he has a chance to help again! As freezing rays emit from the head of their staff. Let's see, and that is going to be... I'm juggling so many pages. That is going to be a 22 and a 12 to hit.
You're on mute, Yoan.
Thank you. 22 is going to hit. The 12 he's going to shield.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And that also triggers my ready action.
Oh, yes.
It sure do.
It finally does. Yes, it does. All right, so a couple things happen. You see two beams of frigid light break forth from the staff. Yoan, you can describe to me how your shield spell manifests.
He takes the first blast of cold. A little too slow to get that one, but he sort of like reels back, flicks his wand, and a yellow honeycomb arcane globe sort of surrounds him.
Nice. Sort of builds a little orb around Yoan. Yoan, the first blast strikes you in the shoulder. You feel a painful frostbite immediately begin to sink into your shoulder as you suffer 6 points of cold damage. And on top of that, you begin to feel the cold drip all the way down into your thighs, your knees, your ankles, as your speed is impeded by 10 feet. Nadara, as Yoan is recoiling and bracing himself and creating this protective ward, you see the wizards unveil themselves with their staves, and you release the bolt within fractions of a second. You can give me that attack roll and see what happens.
Beautiful. And leadership gives us +4 to attack rolls, correct?
Plus 1d4, I believe.
Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna use advantage on this roll.
Very
Yep.
good.
My first roll was 1, so that's great. Okay, next one's not that bad. So 13 plus 3, so 16 plus 5 is gonna be 21 to hit.
21 to hit. Okay, so once again, I have a couple of effects to resolve here. I'm gonna roll a die.
Wait, can the mirrors cast spells? Or does it have to be a real guy?
As far as you know, only the originator of the spell can create another spell effect. As far as your eye can tell, like when one person casts a spell, there's sort of a gaggle of other mirror images that are replicating the effect, so it's impossible to tell which is the actual originator of the effect. Nadara, you release that crossbow bolt with pinpoint accuracy as the Forsaken sort of releases the blast from the staff with a self-satisfied glint in their eye, when unfortunately they are struck in the side by the crossbow bolt, and no illusory smoke appears. You have hit a true target. You may roll for damage, and I believe, because you rolled for it with advantage with your inspiration, you do get sneak attack on this.
Hey! Okay, cool. Alright, so 1d8 plus 3 and sneak attack gives me 1d6. Okay.
Leonardo Deshanti, first time chatter, says taking notes. Well, I'm nervous and excited for that statement. I don't know who you're taking notes on or for, but thank you so much for chatting in tonight and joining us.
3 plus 3, so 10 plus 1d6. Oh, 16 points of damage.
16, huh? Okay.
Take him out.
That's a lot. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Okay. Nadar, so just so you know, you have successfully dealt enough damage to slay this being. Do you want to slay them outright?
I would love to play that out right now.
Okay. Nadar, once again, you see the staff being raised. There's a self-satisfied gleam in their eye. The crossbow bolt hits dead center through their ribcage, and there's just a massive spurt of deep crimson red from underneath the folds of the gray as they brace themselves, one hand on their staff, trying to hold themselves aloft for a few moments, but then finally, they collapse forward. And the Forsaken is no more. That is a successful kill.
Hell yeah. How many mirrors disappear?
I guess with that, I'll do some math. I think that's -3 per person. So yeah. Okay. Making a note here. Thank you for the reminder, Viola. Okay. So yes, you instantly see 3 mirror images wink out of existence. So that original posse, which looked to be about over a dozen at this point, probably 18 strong, right, has now reduced itself by 4. And so you've used your well, actually, now that I'm thinking about this, the reaction was to. Yes, that wasn't your turn quite yet. That was just the reaction.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay,
That was my
perfect.
ready, that was my ready action from my turn.
All right, so that means there's still bad guys to account for. All right, seeing that Nadara has slain one of their own quite handily, I believe that means you're going to see some more frigid light build at the top of their staves, as the two on the right are going to send some attacks the party's way. So first things first. Leonardo Deshanti says, there's math in D&D? Damn, I'm out. Yeah, I know, that's the bane of my existence. Logie says, I think there's some apps you can do to get the math done for you. It is true, but I don't know. I'm too old school. I'm using like physical dice right now, and like I'm doing it the hard way. All right, so we have. That is not gonna. I'm rolling the same thing twice on either hit. Okay. Nadara, there are, instead of beams this time around, actually, you know what? I'm just gonna roll for everybody. Why not?
Oh no.
All right. So there's going to be a couple things that happen here. Instead of beams that manifest, you see a series of Forsaken on either side of you begin to conjure cold energy until they form like crystalline jagged missiles in midair. Then pointing their staffs and fingers down, they all fly in on either end to assail the party. Sliver of Stick says, have a good rest of your session, off to your own game for the night. Oh, well, yes, hopefully fair tidings to your rolls, Sliver, and we hope to see you next time. I think the highest that 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 to hit.
Are they all coming towards me?
Yes.
Nope, doesn't hit.
Okay, so as the initial impacts, Nadara, you're like ducking, weaving, flipping, dodging. There's like ice spike, just like embedding themselves into the ground. They all stay there for a moment before they begin to glow with an otherworldly blue light, and then all four of them shatter, releasing a hailstorm of cold and shrapnel where the party is standing. I'm going to need, if there were 4, and then each can affect 2 targets. I have to do more math. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Everyone is going to have to roll me 1 dexterity saving throw. And there's going to be
D4.
Plus a D4, yes.
$17.
Ooh, that's only 14.
I got a 16 with my -1.
I got a 12 with inspiration.
I rolled a 24 with all inspiration.
Okay, got you. And then let me. I'm pretty sure everybody here so far, but Gray is at danger of this. Must succeed on a saving throw. Yes. Okay. So the ice spikes explode into frigid shrapnel all around the party members. Everyone manages to reduce most of the brunt of the blow, with the exception of Gray, as your body's just filled with icy cold shards.
I've been shit. I've been the only one minding my own business this whole fucking round, and I'm the one. Okay.
As you take 10 points of cold damage.
Oh my god. And I'm cold. I hate cold. Okay.
Oh god.
And then there are still 2 people who have not received any shrapnel damage yet. I'm gonna randomize this to see who might have to make a secondary save.
Can I take it? Can I volunteer?
So Zorvarax, you're gonna have to give me another dexterity saving throw.
Okay, I'm gonna do this with advantage.
Yoan, you're gonna have to give me a dexterity save.
Can I roll the d4 with advantage too?
Oh no, unfortunately not.
Okay. That's gonna be Another 14, actually.
Another 14?
18.
Yeah.
18, okay. Zorvarax, there's a blast of cold shrapnel, but you swing your... What weapon are you wielding right now? You haven't had a chance to
I
unveil
haven't.
yourself yet.
I guess I haven't really unsheathed anything else, so I would tend to like kind of use my glaive in general. So I think I have that right now.
Sweet. I imagine there's probably like a grand sweep of the glaive before you, which knocks away some of the frozen shrapnel in midair.
I also like to think, I like to think the first blast was just like, what was that? Like it just kind of bounced off his scales, and then I turned around and it was the soft
another
part.
one.
And I was like, yeah.
I gotta do something on this one. As Yoan, your honeycomb shield still in the way, you take a jump as most of the shrapnel just bounces off of the deflection device without any effect. So I believe that was all of the Forsaken shooting their frigid cold beams, which means that is going to be the end of the bad guy turn. Zorvarax, that is going to be you, and then Gray is next. Leonardo
can we get a fresh recap really quick?
What's up?
Sorry, can we get a fresh recap on how many there are now that we've all...
You know that you've killed one. It's kind of, well, that I guess is kind of purposefully
Sure,
vague.
sorry.
Yeah.
How many figures do we see?
You would see, I want to say 14 figures.
Okay, and the
Oh.
last time Sydney killed one, 3 disappeared. The real one and 2.
The real one and 3 duplicates.
And 3 duplicates. Okay, thank you. Just so you know, I can prep well.
Yeah.
So then remind me again which direction the one that was initially hit by the flame that Eowyn shot?
Yoan shot towards the right.
Towards the right? Okay. So Zorvarax, being enthralled by Thayer's speech and vigor, says, "Ha ha!" He like shouts the triumphant battle cry, "I couldn't have said it better myself!" And I charge towards them, the two, just to get like kind of by them, because they're only 30 feet in front, right?
Correct.
So I'm not gonna stand in the glyph, seeing that where they're stuck. Is it possible to perceive the outline of it now that it's like activated?
Yes. So if you are, so the glyph is actually towards the northbound towards the precipice, right? So
Yeah.
if you head right or left towards the brush, you don't run any risk of stepping into it.
Okay. Well, I mainly wanted to kind of be there to protect them while they were stuck in the glyph, if possible. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
yes. Because Yoan has not had a chance to move out of the glyph, you could, of course, walk there to provide them some support, but you would be willingly
Like, then I'm
walking into
stuck
the
in
glyph, yeah.
Okay, never mind. So I'll go to the right of the glyph,
Okay.
and they're 60 feet away. So I'm not going to rush and use my action. I'm going to go 30 feet closer to them, and then I'm going to brandish a hand axe.
Nice.
And throw it at the one who I'm assuming is still scorching from the firebolt.
Yes, you can actually see a couple mirror images like patting their chest and like trying to extinguish their robes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw a hand axe at one of them. With advantage, goddammit.
Yeah, all of that inspiration coming into
Because
play.
I don't like these guys after they hurt my friends. Alright, so that's gonna be a, 12, I think a 17 to hit?
A 17 to hit. Does look to be a hit, which means I'm gonna have to roll some things.
Oh yeah, and wait, hold on. Does it make a difference if it's even higher?
It may.
To add. That's gonna be only an 18.
18 total.
Yes.
All right, and then let me see one note here. Okay, perfect. No, I lied to you. Is it perfect, or am I just dumb? I am dumb. Okay, so, Zorvarax, you crank your arm back, that well-muscled, scaly blue arm of yours, as you release a hand axe with a wallop, spinning head over first into the air. You see the wizard who's trying to make sure they don't die by afterburn. clock their head up, raise their hand as if they're trying to trace a protective sigil in the air, but they are too late as you manage to catch them right in the shoulder. It just bites halfway down their chest as a massive spurt of blood erupts from the wound, and they are, from the force of your blow, pretty much picked up off of their feet and knocked flat on their back. It looks like that being has also been destroyed.
Hell yeah!
That's what you get for hurting my friend.
And with Leonardo said, "No, that's right, Joe." And with that, as you hear Zorvrax shout, "That's what you get for hurting my friends," you see not only that one figure get propped up off their back and land on the ground, but then in an explosion of 4 wisps of smoke, more of the illusions disappear, as now you're only staring down the barrel of what appears to be, oh my god, I have to do math again. 2 are dead.
Yeah,
2 are
10,
dead.
right? I thought you said
10,
14
yeah.
were left before.
Yes.
But you just said 4 wisps disappear, so do these real bodies disappear in wisps too? Or was that 5 that we just lost? Including the dead one.
Redoing my math, it is 12. It is currently 12. So there you go. Whether or not I was right before, I'm right now. It is currently 12. All right, so Zorvrax. Oh, and also, yes, continue do your thing.
Oh, I think that's all I can really do. I don't really have any bonus actions I want to use right now, and I already used my movement, so.
Okay. Because I forgot to put Percy in the initiative order, I'll get Percy in the initiative order now. So,
that's right. I almost forgot he was still with us.
Wait, make him go after me. I'm a
I'm
real person, and I've been waiting this whole time.
Well, he would have had a higher initiative order than Gray, unfortunately.
How do you know that? Wasn't he supposed to roll for it?
He did. I just forgot to sort him in the actual order.
I'll just go back on mute.
Do you want me to put him at the end of the order, Gray? I'll do it just for you.
No.
I'll do it just for you.
No.
All right. Well, I mean, knowing with Percy, just given his history, it's probably not going to be a very star-studded turn. As immediately, it's going to trigger his passive ability, Live Another Day. When a battle begins, Percival is immediately stricken with the frightened condition. So long as Percival remains frightened, has advantage on all stealth checks made to hide from enemies. And so basically, Percival, seeing the battle break, gripping their spear, you can see like physically shaking as like taking account of everything. Come on, Percy boy. You gotta do them justice. Can't embarrass yourself in front of Uncle. Charge! And sort of like braces themselves, rushes towards the. Well, let's see if he overcomes his fear effect. Wisdom does not. You see him yell like, "Charge!" Takes like one very triumphant foot forward, and then sort of like immediately shirks like, "Well, maybe just one more moment. Don't want to be too hasty now." As like sort of like crouches beside his uncle Theor, who you can see with a certain nonplussed expression. There's definitely a great roll of his eyes as Percy like sidles up next to the more armored and tenured knight. So that is going to be Gray.
Okay, so I do have a few questions. I know there's a rule with bonus actions that you can't. What level spell? When can I cast a bonus action? If I cast a level 1 spell, I can still use a bonus action, right? If that spell, the initial spell that I cast is above a level 3?
I think that was for like the home game that we were using that specific rule.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's I believe any leveled spell, the only other bonus action that you can do is a cantrip. Am I getting that right, Garrett? Yeah.
Are you sure? You want to do a little homebrew for this?
I'm trying to remember the exact rule.
It's still got some questions.
Yeah.
With these, maybe I'll have to roll a perception check. Fine, but so if I were to cast something that requires some kind of save roll, how do those mirrored figures work in that sense?
Great question. Mirror images can only take the place of like direct attacks, right? So if you would do an attack that would require like a saving throw or like a burst effect, then it would still affect the person as normal, essentially.
And what would happen? So just to give you one thing that I'm considering doing, Fairy Fire. If I were to cast Fairy Fire, it would outline everyone who failed a certain throw. Would all of those mirror images fail that throw in theory?
That is a great question. Let me see the
Say
exact
yes.
wording on
It'll
Fairy
be so
Fire.
cool. Say yes. I'll read it to you. Each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light, your choice. Any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light if it fails a dexterity saving throw.
Sorry.
For the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius. Any attack roll against an affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it and the affected creature or object can't benefit from being invisible.
Got you. So, every figure would become a lit, right? Even the illusory duplicates would look outlined in magic. So it still wouldn't prevent you from possibly hitting a duplicate, but you would roll advantage to hit even a duplicate. So your chance of striking the target is still higher.
I'm sorry, how would it be higher? Because they're not outlined in a different color, so how would we identify the actual?
That's exactly it. You wouldn't. So like your chance to hit a target or the real person is increased. Everything is increased. So essentially, it's no difference.
Okay, but essentially the mirrored image would reflect whatever the roll was that its caster did.
Correct.
Are you sure?
Yes, it dispels invisibility, but it does. From what I'm seeing here, it doesn't affect any other illusory effect.
Okay. Okay, then I won't do that, but I will do entangle.
Okay. Perfect.
Everyone needs to make a strength saving throw. Every bad guy.
Every bad guy.
All those bad guys.
Let me take a look here. So you have, you have a range of 90 feet, so you can target a couple different beings. I would say if you want to maximize your effectiveness on this,
I should move.
Not move necessarily unless you want to, but on the north side, only one enemy remains. On your right side, only one enemy remains. On your left side, 2 enemies remain. So if you want to maximize the effectiveness, you'd probably want to shoot.
Over 90 feet? Really? They're spread over more than 90 feet?
It's a 90-foot range in a 20-foot square. So you can shoot 90 feet away, and then your radius is 20 feet.
Okay. I guess I'll do what you said. To the left, I think, is where the 2 were.
Yep.
And I would also like to move just so I can pat Percy on the shoulder and say it's okay.
Absolutely. So I will give you 2 saving throws. What is your spell save DC?
That is 13.
13. Beautiful. Now let me roll some things. We're gonna roll 1. We're gonna roll 2. Okay.
Question, would I add my spell attack bonus to that 13?
You would not. No, it's 8 plus your wisdom modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
And they add the D4 to that too?
I did not add the D4 though. Let me do that.
It will not apply to this effect,
my
unfortunately, because it's not an attack roll.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
And that's my contacts up with that dramatic eye roll.
All right, Gray. Do you want to narrate how these entangling vines are summoned from the power of your druidic magic?
Yeah, you know what? I actually want to go up, and before I cast the spell, I would like to place my hand on Percy's shoulder. And as he looks up at me, I want to almost act as if his presence is helping me cast this spell. I really want to give this guy a confidence booster. So as I'm touching him and acting my ass off, like his energy is helping me, I'm going to everything's going to kind of start as a tremble, and then just like, almost like they're dead vines, kind of just shoot up at the ground, like super, super abruptly, super quickly, and almost like they're snakes, you know, like before anyone can even know, these just like dead brown vines, which are very much not dead, just wrap around those two people and all the mirror images. And I'd like to think that every single one of them screams in fear.
I love all of that. I want to ask for one additional thing. Can you give me a performance check to see how well you sell to Percy that his presence makes your
this will
spell?
only help me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you failed the performance check and you don't get anyone. Okay, I got a 16 without adding that D4. Can I add the D4 to this roll?
No, it's an ability check, not an attack roll.
Well, 16 plus performance. Performance. Where is performance?
Should be under your skills.
Oh,
possible.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I shouldn't have looked. It's a -1. I got a 15.
-1 is a 15. Okay. Percival. Okay. Great. You put your hand on Percival's shoulder. You aim your burning staff towards the enemies as all of the vines lurch up in violent coordination, as you just described. As that all happens, Percy sort of like locks eyes with you for a moment, then like looks over towards the enemies as one of your targets manages to leap out of the way of the vines snapping at their heels. However, another one, you can see the vines slowly crawl up their legs, around their waist, around their arms, until they are bound clearly in place. And as the power of your control over the earth takes full root, some pun intended, on that Forsaken bandit, Percy's eyes go wide as he like stares at like your shoulder and his spear. Could it be? I'm really one of them. I'm really doing it, Uncle. I'm really doing it! Like very excited, like screams at the top of his lungs. You do manage to convince Percy that somehow his presence has affected your ability to cast that spell more effectively, as one of the Forsaken bandits is rooted in place.
I have to fix my contact. Continue, I'll do that.
No worries. Do you want to do anything else with your turn, or are you good?
Well, since I can't do a bonus action spell, I'm good.
Okay. So that means we're going to go back to the top of the round. That is going to be Nadara.
Yes. Where are the bad guys?
Where are the bad guys is a great question. You have what appears to be one bad guy above, like to the north, one bad guy to the right. I'm going to just say, I keep saying north and then right. Up, you have one. Right, you have one. Two, left, you have two, but one is currently entangled.
Oh, okay. And can the mirror images get entangled, or only the real people?
The mirror images, they reflect whatever's happening to the actual person. So it looks like multiple people are entangled, even though as far as you actually know, there's only one being within that collection of roots.
Okay, and the two to the right, are they standing next to each other?
They're pretty close, yeah. One only had like a chance to like jump a little bit out of the way, didn't have a full movement.
Okay, so let me see. I am going to... Okay, nope, I'm just gonna take another crossbow shot. But I'm towards the right, towards whichever one appears to be closest to us.
Okay, let me see. If I'm reading this correctly, the target that is restrained, I believe you would have advantage on attack rolls against.
Which means sneak attack.
Which means sneak attack, yeah. Mm-hmm. So if I were to give you a bit of advice on which one you might want to capitalize on, that'd be a pretty decent one.
Yeah, I'll take the entangled one. Sounds good.
All right, so you will roll with an advantage to attack.
Do we still have the D4 for leadership?
Yes, you do.
Okay, so... Oh, that's not a bad roll. Oh, we've got the same roll twice. Okay, so... Okay, this is crazy.
No, it's okay. Just let the battle music drive your spirit forward. So with my attack bonus, the D4, and rolling my just attack, I rolled a 29 for it. Jesus. Jeez. Okay.
I'm only level 2.
The maths.
Oh,
The maths are in your favor. Let me resolve an effect here. Okay. Nadara, you train your eyes, your crossbow bolt, the little aiming reticules as the person is, well, the gaggle of people are struggling in vain against the vines. You release a shot towards the first one in your field of vision. You manage to catch that being right in its throat, but as the bolt passes through its robes, it explodes in a puff of illusory smoke, revealing that it was an illusion all along, as one of the duplicates is dispelled.
Nadara says, "Oh, you're so lucky." Let's see, what else can I do?
Viola, you're up next while Nadara's figuring out what she wants to do with the rest of her.
Did you recommend Nadara attack the ones in the vines?
Yes.
I would have suggested the other, because they are safe and secure for the next several turns. You should have swung at someone who was... Sorry, bad advice, ma'am. Bad advice.
I am on your side!
I
am a neutral arbiter in this battle.
Hard disagree.
All right, well, you know what? Next time you want to refute my advice, you step up and you say it.
Sorry, you're such a good DM. You're such a good DM.
Suddenly, a thundercloud rolls over Gray's head. The shape of the DM's face appears in an angry cloud. No, you're fine. Yeah, so Nadara, anything else for the rest of your turn economy there?
I don't think so. How close is the closest enemy?
How close is the closest? The closest enemies would be right or left. They've not moved. They just fired from their original position, so they're about 60 feet away.
Okay, that's fine. Then yeah, no bonus action or movement in my turn.
All right. That means we're gonna move into Viola is next up in the initiative, and that means that Yoan and Theor are on deck for the turn after.
Yeah. I thought my spell would be
Yeah.
I thought they'd move in, maybe. I don't know, man. Hold on.
They got these magic stabs.
Okay, is Yoan the furthest out in our party?
Yes.
Like, is he like... Okay, great. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on him.
Nice.
Yay!
Yay! You hold up your mighty amulet to Tetheros, and a resounding like echoes out of your...
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. Can you describe to me, what does Shield of Faith, how does that manifest on Yoan? What does that look like?
It looks like... it's like an opaque cloud that just like makes this form around the front, or kind of just all around you. So you're just like in this opaque cloud, so you can still see out of it, but like you cushion.
Nice. The rumbling thunderclouds of Tetrios enshroud Yoan's form as you are graced with Shield of Faith. What is that? That is +2 AC for the remainder of the effect. That's a bonus action, and it is also concentration. So I'm going to mark that on here, Viola, in case you take any damage moving forward.
No worries. So that's a bonus action, so then I can cast a cantrip as my action?
You can cast a cantrip as your action. Whoa! Black and Toast says, "Oh shit, we back? Oh shit, we back," is the truth. Yes, you still have your movement and your full action available to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna feckin' stay. But will you... I know you said it a million times.
Nope.
Which side has more? Right or left?
The right up. I was gonna say right on the left, which helps you 0%. The left. The left has 2 targets, one of which is, and Gray can refute this.
Jacob doesn't touch it.
Is entangled.
Don't fucking hit the vine. Don't hit them. They're set in place for a minute.
So yes, 2 on the left, 1 is entangled.
So I'm gonna hit the non-entangled one for Gray, and I don't have to do anything, but the target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw.
A dexterity saving throw, which means if I'm not mistaken, I don't get the benefit of my illusory duplicate on this if it hits. So I'm going to make a spell save DC. And what am I trying to beat on that?
Oh, 13.
A 13. Is it
What
wisdom?
kind of a roll was that?
Yeah, it's my wisdom, but it's.
Wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw is.
Oh no, sorry, it's a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity.
I thought you meant my wisdom.
No, you're fine. That dexterity total is going to be 14.
You fucker.
There is a pillar of light which begins to blast forth at the feet of the Forsaken Wizard, and with a quick back step, you see multiple illusory doubles bounce back as the light pierces up through the ground, and the wizard dodges the strike. Stream catching a few Fs, though. I don't know what that means, Black and Toast, but yes, a few Fs.
DM, I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
Sorry. Cindy, your last spell, that was a dexterity saving throw it required?
Yes.
And you said the illusionary objects wouldn't pass that? Wouldn't explain that again? So,
Mirror image can only absorb like damage from a targeted spell attack. So because this would have done damage from a saving throw, it doesn't have the benefit of the creature absorbing the hit from that.
okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect. So, Viola, that was a bonus action. That was an action. Anything else for you?
Or flip them off again. As I pass my turn.
As you pass your turn. That is going to be Yoan and Fior up, and that means the bad guys are in the wings.
So Yoan has glyph sickness and also frostbite reduction.
Yes.
So what is his speed if it started at 30 right now?
That's a great question. Let me do some more calculations here. So it is -10 when you get feet when you're hit with Ray of Frost, and then the zone is considered difficult terrain. So you would essentially have 20 reduced by half. So yeah, so 10 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yoan's gonna back up.
Okay.
10 feet.
The slowest 10 feet you have ever seen someone move.
Yeah, very painfully, like you're walking in a dream.
And then, sorry, Gray, but tactically speaking, Yoan likes our entangled buddy for a target. Another fiery bolt.
Another fiery bolt.
Fire. And this will be with advantage.
Come on, baby, bolt.
Thank goodness. Oh, give me that D4. Oh. Okay. 15 to hit?
15 to hit. Let me do some calculations. All right, let me roll for some effects. Ooh, okay. Couple things happen here. Yoan, your firebolt streaks across the cold, stormy air of Riverholm as it flies towards one of the Forsaken Wizards. You can see it is heading dead center towards one of the cloaked figures as they trace a sigil in the air and put their hand forward. As it breaks through one of the duplicates, but unfortunately as that duplicate disappears, the flame catches the sigil of the true form behind it as it casts shield, their own shield, and reflects the beam of fire.
So I did destroy a duplicate.
Yes.
That's all I need.
That's all I need.
Is that the kind of thing that we'll be able to discern which member was the one that cast the shield and kind of know? No?
Unfortunately, not every duplicate mirrors the actions of the other being. Yeah. Pass the Spice says, "Wait, are y'all level 2?" Yes, they are. They are level 2. Also,
I actually did not know that.
Never mind.
We've
Most
been
of the party was
level 2 for a
level 2.
long time. Lord, we've been level 2 for a long
I
time.
haven't been here
No,
in a
it's true,
very
it's
long
true,
time.
It's true.
That's
She's
true.
been working. She's been working.
That's
That's okay.
true.
We'll
We
get
were
you
level
sorted.
2 before the Kelpie.
Go easy on Gray. She's under leveled.
Gray, suddenly, You are feeling so inspired by your party members. No, so okay. That is going to be Yoan did a firebolt, broke a duplicate, but was deflected, which means now it is Theor's turn.
Great. And to recap, we have casters in 3 directions, up, left, and right.
Yes.
How many where?
2 left. The rest are 1.
Where's the entangled?
Left.
All right. Can Theor get to the left ones?
With a dash.
With a dash. Is there anybody within 30 feet?
Unfortunately not.
Well, he's got a crossbow.
Is Theor not in the glyph?
No.
Oh, I thought he was
Hyoen
right
is
there
in.
with you.
Only Hyoen is in the glyph.
Oh, okay.
Theor is going to advance 30 feet toward the left group.
Got you.
He's going to take out his heavy crossbow.
He's got it.
And he's going to fire. At the one that is not entangled.
Got you.
Do we still get to have his leadership? Oh yeah, for a whole minute.
Yeah.
Even though he's
You know what?
attacking.
His bonus for that isn't great. He's going to attack the entangled one for advantage.
Okay.
Shield notwithstanding. 18 to hit.
18 to hit. I gotta roll a die here. And then check my notes again, because everybody keeps destroying my duplicates and is changing all the math very quick. Okay, perfect. Theor rushes forward, breaks out the crossbow, what's the word? Squints one eye as they're training the figure into the middle of the tracks. Well, it's been a while since I've done this. As it releases a bolt from his shoulder, strikes the figure dead center on the entangled figure. There was an 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it passes through the figure in a cloud of ethereal smoke.
That's what I wanted.
Oh, so never mind. Not unfortunately. Relieving.
It's out of mirror images now, right?
Correct. As I said before, I'm treating them in aggregate, so there may still be illusory effects active, but yes.
Boo. This one.
That was Theor moving forward and firing. Anything else for Theor?
Bad form.
He doesn't have any bonus actions, so proceed.
Okay. We have the bad guy's turn now. What is going to be happening with the bad guys? Okay. The one that is not entangled is going to move 30 feet northward towards the precipice where his other compatriot lies, as well as the one that is about 30 feet away from Zorvarax. So they are both going to be looking like they're trying to get closer towards the pinnacle of this cliffside here. The other one is, of course, entangled, so cannot move until the spell ends. Yeah, cannot move. So unfortunately, they will just struggle in place. They are restrained, but I believe that still allows them to make attacks.
Yeah.
So, okay.
With disadvantage, I think.
I believe, so I'm going to double check that for you as well, so I'm not lying or cheating. The creature's attack rolls have disadvantage, yes. All right, perfect. So, with that, these remaining 4, and just to make sure I have the spell slots available to do what these things want to do. Yes, they do. There is another congregation of icy cold shards that begin to build at the head of their staffs as 3 icicles, or I should say 4, since the one can still attack even though they are entangled, cuts their way across the air towards the party. So we're gonna have one on Yoan for being such a good striker. We are going to have one on Nadara for similar issue. Is the stream freezing for anyone else or just me? I don't have.
It's currently frozen for me too.
Oh, currently frozen. Interesting. Might just be. Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, I'm seeing it frozen too. Is that maybe what he meant by, or Black and Toast meant by F's in the stream?
Oh.
Maybe. As far as I know, nothing has changed on my end, so it might just been a temporary dip.
Mine's kind of dipping in and out too, and I'm on my cell service, which is 5 bars right now.
Been like that for like a little bit of time,
Well,
but I thought it was maybe just me.
that's all right.
Oh,
Then
sorry, fans.
it's all right. Sometimes it is what it is. We forge on through. So we have Yoan, Nadara, Zorborax, and let's say Theor for rallying the troops as he has done.
Fun.
Okay, so we're gonna say, got one. Okay, that is. Sorry, I'm gonna be calculating some quick battle math, so allow me a moment here. So that is going to be.
Dun, 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 dun.
It's gonna be a Nadara 16. Does that hit your AC? Okay.
That does hit my AC.
Okay. And then one more. Bum bum. Okay. And I'm assuming 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Does 19 hit Theor there?
Sorry, had to come back. No, it doesn't. He has an AC of 20.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Okay. So a couple things are gonna happen here.
Okay.
Yoan, I have a 19 on AC.
Oof.
Nadara, I have a 16. Zorborax, I have a 13. And Theor,
For
I have a
AC?
19. Yeah.
Oh, these are all attacks. That does not hit Zorborax.
That does hit Yoan.
And it happens to Nadara.
Even
Okay.
with your +2,
Even if with the +2, and if I cast Shield, it would meet my AC.
yeah.
Okay.
We
so
don't get to use the leadership against that.
Nope.
I'm gonna keep asking.
yeah, you might. Yeah, just keep checking in.
One of these days, I want you to just say yes, and hopefully Wolf doesn't catch it.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are we implementing that rule in which we can use one of our inspirations to make the bad guys miss their miss opportunity or miss inspiration?
If you wanna use it, yeah.
Yes. I'll use it. Absolutely.
Just like that.
The 19 was the lowest I rolled. The second one was a
Did
21.
we even talk about that rule on the stream? I thought that was
No, we didn't. But you know what? It's in effect. We can use inspiration for a bunch of stuff now.
In fact, yeah, we have too much inspiration to deal with here. There's another way we can use it now.
The icy projectile cuts its way through the cloudy shield that Viola has conjured around Yoan and strikes his red flesh underneath his robes. Similarly, Nadara, you have done a bunch of deft dodges and flips between those icy shards last time, but this time you were not so lucky. You initially take, each of you, 7 points of cold damage.
Oh my gosh.
Now, the one projectile would explode, the one that was careening towards Yoan, but there are no other targets nearby for the shrapnel to strike, so I believe, Yoan, you will be the only one that has to make a dexterity saving throw. However, Viola and Percy will have to make a dexterity saving throw as the cold shrapnel explodes in their midst.
No. Do I roll the d4 with this or no?
Saving throw, yes, you do.
Sorry to interrupt and to out myself, but I did just put my hand on Percy's shoulder, so technically
That is true.
Yeah.
maybe a point of inspiration for honesty.
Well, are you saying that you would rather take the cold damage than Percy?
No.
I just want to be there for him, but I don't want to be there for him.
If we're being canon here,
Yeah.
I was standing next to Percy.
Yeah. You want to be there for him. You don't want to be there instead of him.
Exactly.
I got a 14.
A 14? Okay, so then 14, I believe, is going to beat their spell save. You see Yoan?
The ice it's ice knife, right?
Yes.
This ice blade rockets into Yoan's shoulder, knocks him flat onto the ground,
Oh my god.
and when it explodes, it does so in a burst of blood.
Oh my god. Did you roll a natural one?
That 7 damage
Oh my
brought
god.
him to 0,
Oh.
so he automatically fails his first death save.
No!
He is at 1 failure.
You watch as Yoan lies in the center of the glyph, a pool of blood growing from the shoulder, which has been violently torn open by an icy projectile.
You don't like that.
So that's Yoan.
Percy, with watching the hand of Gray upon his shoulder, still sort of like locked into like a gaze of awe at Gray for her demonstration of great magic, is sort of like whispering in his breath, "I'm gonna be just as talented. You'll see. The Valiants will be." And there's an explosion of blue light near him. Instinctively, the eyes flash open and almost sort of accidentally like takes one great step back, and almost like completely beefs it and falls flat on his back, but in so doing completely avoids any of the icy shrapnel as it explodes out into the ether of the air, sort of like lands on his butt, like looking at like where he was, which is now filled with like icy scrap, and then looks back up to Gray. "I've done it again! I've done it again, Uncle!" And like pulls the spear up above his head, like shakes it triumphantly, just purely lucking his way into a series of successes here.
Percy boy.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot those were targeted attacks. I thought those were like specific to location.
Oh, no, you're
so that's
good.
the only reason why I spoke up.
No, you're good.
No, yeah.
So we had some of the enemies move away. We had some of them shoot icy projectiles. One is still entangled, so they cannot attempt to do that. And we now have Yoan, who is bleeding out desperately in the center of the glyph, by the way. And that is going to be the end of the bad guy's turn. So it is now Zorvarax's turn. Gray, you're up on deck.
I see
next.
poor
Percy's
Yoan
Percy's
splattered
up
on the
next.
ground.
Fool me once.
And it's it's almost like you can see the scales on his body kind of rise a little bit. Like in anger, he just starts to kind of seethe, and Zorvarax will pull out his glaive and he'll say, "This ends now," and he will run towards the closest one next to him on the right. I think there's only one left, right? Just glaive in hand, barreling towards this group of wizards.
Hell yes.
Good.
With advantage, sorry. Oh.
Oh.
It fell off and I lost it. Oh no, it's okay. I found it. Alright, so that's gonna be a 17 plus 2 is 19 plus 5. Because I get in range, and I'm staying 10 feet away from them too.
Yes,
Because
because you have the glaive, yes.
I can pokey. Yeah, so that's gonna be a 24 to hit.
Jeez. 24 is a hit.
Sweet.
Gonna roll that damage for me, boy.
Oh yeah, you want that damage? I'll give you that. Ooh, that's only 9.
Only 9, he says. Zorvarax, you rush forward, glaive in hand, high above your head as you are rushing down these. Looks like a tactical retreat from the bandits. You yell triumphantly that this battle will end. As you swing your glaive, once again, you see the wizard put their hand up, try to cast a sigil in time to block the brunt of your attack, but is not quick enough. As you shatter through that magical shield, the blade continues forward, catches them across their belly, and there is a massive spurt of red from across the blow as the being is slain against the brunt of your brute force.
All right. So that gets rid of all of the beings on the right now.
Correct.
So there's one in the middle, two on the left still alive.
Yes.
How far is the one in the middle from me at this point, now that I'm right where the right ones were?
The one in the middle is 30 feet away from you through the glyphs, though.
That's okay. Because my scales are still ablaze.
Yes, they are.
I am going to take the deepest breath. You see the smoke, like the mist going through my nostrils as I action surge.
Nice.
My eyes grow blue as you start to see a static build around my body. And I look at the group that's in the middle. I don't even say anything. It's almost like out of nowhere, just breath weapon.
Nice.
They have to take a DC save, a dex save.
A dex saving throw will do.
And I'm gonna do what Nadara just did and use one of my inspirations so that they are not gonna be very good at this.
Okay, it's gonna be an inspiration per target. So right now, if you want to imply both. Right now, I have
both?
a 13 and a 17.
Oh, well then, both of them break it. So
So you can use an inspiration point to try and force their totals
I'll use
up.
one for the 17.
Okay.
Or no, yeah, why not? Doesn't matter.
Okay, that forces the 17 down to a 6.
Which definitely does not make it.
No.
So the one that got 13 gets half of this, but
Okay.
the one that got a 6 gets the brunt of this. That's gonna be 6 damage.
6 damage. Bum, bum, bum. We got 2 up in the front. And the other takes half, correct? Of that
Yes.
6?
Correct.
Got you.
Wait, I don't get to add the 4 to that, do I? The D4?
That's only 2 attack rolls, not damage.
2 attack rolls. Okay.
Zorvarax, you release a mighty bellow as you slay the first assailant with your glaive. A beam of lightning erupts out of your toothy maw, cutting across the windswept precipice of Riverholm. It cuts through 2 of the targets. One manages to take a middling amount of electricity as it holds up its staff to absorb some of the blow. The other one, however, is hit square in its back as it's trying to make that tactical retreat, and is nearly obliterated in a single burst from your dragon's breath, but it is still standing.
Nice. And then I don't think I really have anything I can do as a bonus action. So I will look to Yoan's dying corpse and say, "Hold on, my friend." And then I'll stay there.
As Zorvarax looks plaintively to Yoan's bleeding body, we now have Percy, who is believing himself to be inspired by the spirit of heroism from the party, so is now going to make a wisdom saving throw, and does manage to break free of his fear. Seeing the one retreating figure who has been very badly damaged by the lightning breath, you see, like, shuffles up onto his feet, holds, like, one arm out and the spear back, sort of, like, squinting his eyes, sort of doing a couple calculations. All right, 4 paces to the left, 2 to the right, account for the wind, hand, by the gods! And, like, hucks the spear as hard as they can, from his shoulder. I'm gonna roll to see if it hits.
Oh man, if the chat weren't frozen, Percy would be getting so much inspiration right now. It's such a shame. I feel like they're like 20 minutes behind us by now.
We have... Okay. by the gods, boom, releases the spear. It sails into the air. You can see the spear like crest. It like it strikes a gorgeous silhouette against the Riverholm sun as its pointed tip then careens downward, begins to spiral towards one of the bandits who's like running and trying to create distance. You hear a thunk as the spear strikes. And as you all lift your heads to see where it has impacted, it is a good 4 feet away from the bandit, just head first into the dirt. As Percy still raising his hand. Well, I almost had him. As the bandit continues to rush headlong away.
If that was
Nice
a bomb,
try.
you'd be good.
And that is going to be Gray now.
Percy. Okay, I can do a bonus action. I can do 2 bonus actions if one is a cantrip. With no other action. Those were my action and my bonus action. They can be 2 bonus actions.
No, you only have one, unless you have like a class feature that gives you an extra bonus action or anything like that. You only have 1 bonus action per round.
Really? So like, as my main action, I can't choose to make that a bonus action.
Correct.
And then add a cantrip.
It's like an entire. I know it's weird. It's like an entirely different action
calls.
type.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. And how far away are they from us physically? Like if I wanted to do a melee attack?
If you wanted to do a melee attack, as I open my wrong note, you have the only one that has not moved is the one that is 60 feet away and tangled.
And I can't move 60 feet in one turn, right?
Yeah, unless you have like a class feature or spell. You have 30 feet by default. And the others are further beyond the glyph.
I don't have extra speed, right? Sorry, I didn't.
I don't think so.
No, I do not. Yeah. Okay. Well, here's the deal.
Here's
I
the
gotta
deal,
cast
Spark.
Healing Wind on Garrett over here.
Oh wait, I was gonna use a potion. Do you wanna shift? You wanna shift into a creature? Can you?
I mean, I can, but would that help?
I don't know.
Or are you
would
gonna
it?
use a potion on him?
I don't know.
You're gonna get trapped in the glyph.
Oh, are you in the glyph? No,
Yo,
you're
in
not.
it.
I was gonna use.
No, he's
I was
not
gonna
in
use
the glyph.
Healing Word, which is.
Yellen
I don't
moved
need
10 feet out of the glyph.
Oh,
I
10
didn't
feet did
realize
not
that.
get you out of the glyph.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Oh,
I
he's
thought he
still in
was
the glyph.
just
Okay, yeah.
there.
If you don't mind using Healing Word, yeah, I don't have it prepared. Or I do have it prepared, but I don't have a slot for it.
All right, so I'm gonna ruffle Percy's hair, and then I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Garrett. So that is 1d4 plus
Probably
5.
you. Nice.
Your spellcasting ability modifier? Wait, let me double check that. 3. Sorry. 3.
No worries.
1d4 plus 3.
Math is hard, as we
And-
know from me.
Yeah. And then, I can't really throw my quarterstaff, can I?
I mean,
So
technically
funny.
you can.
60 feet?
I mean, with disadvantage, but I mean, you can give it a
It
shot.
would be so funny.
You just like swing it into the air. I mean, there's nothing stopping you.
You know what? I'm gonna do it just so if I miss, Percy feels better. I can't do any other spell right now. My priority was making sure none of my friends died. I'm just gonna throw my quarterstaff.
Okay. Who are you throwing your quarterstaff at?
Oh, someone entwined in the vines.
Okay. Technically they're
flat roll.
entwined, so you would have
Advantage?
well, yeah, you would have advantage and disadvantage, so it'd be a straight attack roll. Just normal.
If this works. Oh my god. Oh, missed my castle. Hold on. No, my god, I did it again. Probably not gonna work. Hold on. Wait, do I add a d4 to this?
You do, technically, because it is an attack roll.
Oh my god. I got a 16.
So Gray's like winding up like a big league slugger with her quarterstaff, just cranks back, just like lets it rip into the air. Oh god, so I have to resolve a couple effects here. Let's see. I rolled a nat 20 on that mirror image.
Shut up.
So unfortunately, you do heroically.
Wait, I used my inspiration so that you have to unroll that.
Yeah, can I use inspiration to say he does that? To say, come on! Oh, I already used inspiration once for my roll.
You did. Viola, I will allow you to do it. I'll let you spend the inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, it's burning a hole in my pocket.
Okay.
Let's go.
So we'll say that as Viola watches Gray just full sail throw this staff, we'll say that she holds up her talisman and begins to say an incantation to Tetrios. And you can see there's some otherworldly force that's glowing at the edge of the staff, trying to steer it into a better course. As I will roll with disadvantage. Unfortunately, that's still the illusory double still bites it.
Can it at least make a really funny noise when it hits him?
It makes
a dunk.
Yeah, it hits the ground with a dunk, and then whenever it vibrates, it's as it rights itself.
Can it hit him in the toe and hurt him a little bit?
Yes, it
Thank
can.
you.
Yes, it will do no appreciable damage, but you'll hear the wizard audibly say, "Oh, my toe!" Very.
Now in the next 2 turns, on my next 2 turns, I have to use it going to pick up my quarterstaff.
I didn't tell you to huck the quarterstaff. I didn't tell you to do that. Oh my god. Okay, so that means the Nadara, top of the round, goes back to you. And that means Viola's on deck.
Alright, and there's still 2 to our left and 1 in front? Or I know
1 to the left entangled. The 2 are trying to run towards the precipice of the rock.
And Yoan's still dead, right?
Yoan has, with a gasp of air, because of the healing word that Gray has granted him, resuscitates with how much HP did you grant, Gray? Sorry, I don't know if we said that out loud.
It was 1d4 plus 3.
Plus 3. What inspiring word do you shout to Yoan? This healing tone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yoan, in your mind, you hear a guttural ricochet across your brain as suddenly you snap open to consciousness. Nadara, same, back to you, and then Viola's on deck.
Okay, have any of the 3 been...
Whole party inspiration again. So.
Oh, whole party inspiration, Aileen!
Oh shit!
Thank you so much!
Yay!
Amazing. Okay, cool. Have any of the 3 been damaged to prove that they're not mirrors?
Yes, because of Zorvarax's lightning breath towards the 2 that were retreating, one was nearly felled, the other took some middling lightning damage.
And is there blood on any of them from the damage?
Yes, but then it is also on all of their duplicates. Illusion magic!
Okay.
You don't have time for my illusions, Dad.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a very technical question here. So technically, did I see blood hit the ground, or does that get duplicated as well?
I mean, blood hits the ground as normally as blood can hit, but also the creatures are, they're not completely just standing still, right? So it's still not going to give you any particular inkling as to who's the real.
Okay, jeez. Let's see. So, and they are still 60 feet away from me.
Correct.
Okay. Alright, I'm not gonna move because I feel like I'm doing great from this spot. Actually, I may move later, but I'm gonna take a crossbow shot at the entangled one.
Okay.
So, let's see. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to do math, so... And... Do we still have the D4?
Yes, for attack rolls, yes you do.
Oh, that didn't do much, but, it's something. And plus 5. So... 23 to hit.
22 to hit?
23 to hit.
23 to hit. Okay, I have to resolve an effect. Okay, 23 to hit. Your crossbow bolt lurches forward. You can see it strikes the back of one of the retreating Forsaken bandits.
I was looking for the entangled one.
Oh, sorry, you're right. Never mind. It strikes the entangled bandit who's desperately trying to fight free. And you see no illusory smoke. You see a spurt of blood as the crossbow bolt strikes true.
Beautiful. So let's see. And that gives me a sneak attack. So let's see. 8. Wow, okay, this damage is not going to be as spectacular. It was last time, so bear with me. And sneak attack is 1d6.
I mean, before it was like 16. That was like a lot of... I mean,
a lot of damage.
I mean, you still get sneak attack, too, because they are entangled, so...
Yeah, but this is 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage, okay.
Wow, you're out of the group. Sorry.
you don't pass...
You 6, come on.
You can see the wizard takes the arrow to their arm as they're struggling through the vines, releases a curse of pain, but is still alive and struggling against Gray's magic. Anything else for you, Nadara?
Yeah. How close am I to everyone else, like in our party?
You've not moved, so as long as a character has not moved, which is Viola, Percy, and Gray, essentially, you're within 5 feet. Everybody else is within 30 feet away from you.
Okay, and from watching the shrapnels hit the ground and watching how far they spread, how far does that hit?
The shrapnel explosion is around 5 feet.
All right, so I want to move.
I'll double check that in case I'm lying to you, but I want to say it's 5 feet.
Yeah. If it is 5 feet, I want to move 15 feet closer to the entangled one.
Okay. Bum 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 bum.
Or actually, he's 60 feet away from me still, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, no, so I'm gonna do my full 30 movement towards him.
Full 30 feet of movement. I'm telling D&D that yes, I do want to look at this. Yeah, 5 feet.
Yep.
For the explosion. So then we're gonna move you 30 feet towards the entangled target.
Yes, please.
Boom, you're there. Anything else for you, Nadara?
Nope, that's it. End turn.
All right, Viola, your turn, and then Yoan and Theor are on deck.
Okay, listen. So first off, I just found out that on the app that I'm using for my character sheet, I've not ever equipped my shield. I've
Sick.
had it, but it's not been equipped. So my AC is actually higher than it says.
You've just had it on your back this entire time.
Yeah, I just haven't really felt like pulling it out.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, maybe I should get this now.
Well, the protection of your god has been more than enough. You never needed it, and now it seems like a good enough time as any.
That's almost impressive. You've been playing with a handicap this whole time.
Listen.
Playing hard mode and winning.
Okay, so here's what I want to do, and you tell me if it's possible. So I want to get as close to the closest guy that I can, and I want to cast. I want to cast Thunder Wave. It's gonna be a 15-foot cube. Will I get anyone in it? If I gonna get my friends, number one, / am I gonna get a dude?
Am I gonna get a dude?
If not on either of those, then I'm gonna change my tactic.
Okay.
Or if I'm good.
You said Thunder Wave?
Yeah, Thunder Wave's a 15-foot cube.
Okay. Not the Pokemon move, Thunder Wave, which did pull up whenever I tried to find.
I mean,
so it's
a
15-foot radius from your body, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because you can move 30 feet and then project it 15 feet, you're still going to be 15 feet shy of any of the available targets.
Heard. Okay, so then instead, what I am going to do is I am going to go ahead and move 30 feet towards the closest target.
Got you.
Because with my newfound armor class, I'm like, I'm going in! And I'm going to go ahead and cast a Sacred Flame on, how many do we have now? 2
fleeing towards the top, and then left is entangled.
Left is entangled, 2 fleeing. I'm shooting at one of the fleeing guys.
I thought there was only one left at the top.
No,
I think that we got.
The other one went in the middle. That's right.
Somewhere
wires got
crossed. But yeah, so I'm throwing at one of them, and it's a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dexterity saving throw. I got a 14 currently, unless you want to invoke any penalty on me.
Yeah, fuck you. Let's do it.
And I got an 18 the second time. I'm sorry. That's the gamble you take.
No, it's a gamble you take. I'm just kidding. No, I flip him off. Because that's just going to be how I do it. And then, I don't have any bonus actions, so I just ready myself for probably impending attack, even though I've missed literally every single thing except for the very first thing.
Excellent. Viola, you invoke another pillar of holy light to burst forth from the ground. Oh, but you know what? They're entangled, so I think I might even have one more. I'm going to roll once more. Yeah, with the penalty implied from the first, I didn't apply that. So I will say they actually do strike. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, so you can roll the damage on that one. No, I'll give you the damage on that one.
All right, hold on.
Because I should have rolled with disadvantage the first time, but I didn't.
All right, I'm excited. Let's see. It's just a D8. But
hey, it's already damaged. So, I mean, a D8's nothing to sneeze at.
every little bit counts. That's going to be a 7.
A 7. I mean, speaking of every little bit counts, as this wizard is trying to wrestle through the vines and pull themselves free, you see a pillar of light build at their feet, bursting upward. All you see is like a column of holy energy, which is enshrined in like an aura of vines, as the wizard's body is just like blackened and charred, and then the light dissipates, and there is a mortally wounded and now slain bandit at the foot of that pile of magical energy.
That was a real guy. That was a real guy.
A real guy. So that means the only two left are the two that are upward and booking it.
Wait, so neither of those guys are mirrors of this guy, obviously. They're just, like, together.
Correct. Well, correct, as far as you know.
I flip them both off. And I pass my turn.
They don't even see it because they're running away.
Yeah, they're running away. But,
Oh, they can feel it. They can feel
I cast thaumaturgy, and I project my middle finger in front of them as they run away.
I think it only helps with sounds, but you can say, "I'm flipping you off," like really loud, and it will echo into the.
You should see how hard I'm flipping you off.
Cast Mage Hand. Who can cast a middle finger?
Yoan can cast Mage Hand if he's done bleeding out on the ground. Speaking of Yoan bleeding out on the ground, Yoan and Theor, it is now your turn with the bad guys in the wings.
How many mirror images are left on top of those two bros?
6.
God damn it.
So it looks like 8 people are running away,
like,
or 6?
I guess you're right. It looks like 8 people running away.
Oh, Jesus.
Alright, I'm not going to waste a leveled spell on this. Yoan's going to clamber to his feet. He's going to take 15 feet of movement, because he's back to 30.
Mm-hmm. In what direction?
No, just to get to his feet.
Oh yeah,
right,
yeah.
And he's gonna whip another firebolt at him.
Okay.
About all I can do. So, flat roll this time. Oh, 22 though.
Ooh. And then what do I have to roll to possibly absorb this?
Nothing. You just take it.
Oh, that's okay. Okay. You gotta. What was the hit total?
22.
22. Okay. There's nothing doing that this guy can do. The firebolt lurches forth from your wand. You can see the wizard turn their head back behind them as they can feel the heat bearing down on their shoulder. You can see them trying to trace a sigil in the air, but unfortunately they are not fast enough as you burst through and hit the back of the fling wizard. That is a true strike.
I also forgot the D4 from Theor, so that's 24.
Yeah, I mean that for sure. Nothing they can do.
I'm just rubbing it in.
Thanks for that clarification, yeah.
That's 5 fire damage.
5 fire damage. Are you hitting the one at the lead or the one that was behind? There was one that took more damage from the fire breath from Zorvrex's.
Oh, whichever one's more damaged.
Okay. 5 fire damage.
Yep.
So a couple things happen here, Yoan. You light the fire at the head of your staff. You lurch it forward. The wizard turns around, tries to put a protective ward in place. Is not fast enough. The flame strikes the back of the wizard. There's an explosion of red fire as it is thrown off of their feet face first onto the ground as blood begins to pool at the site of their impact as more illusory duplicates fleet out of existence. And Yoan, in the very corner of your ear, as you watch the corpse continue to be kindled by your flame, you and only you hear, "Oh, it's been so long since we've tasted life, Yoan. Excellent job."
And everyone else hears Yoan go, "Of all times, not now!"
Is Tetrails talking to you?
Yeah, are you quite well?
Yoan just eyes ahead, doesn't answer.
Yeah. My scales that are
Clutches
still
his bleeding wound.
my scales that were still raised instantly drop and go, "What? What was that? You okay, Yoan?"
Yoan, although the voice has stopped, you can almost feel an otherworldly presence, like a hot breath on the back of your neck hanging in the air around you.
I don't like it.
But you're okay.
Yoan's gonna back up another 5 feet, which takes him 10 feet. This is difficult. And then he's gonna drop prone again. Just if there's another ice knife coming.
All right, bad guy's turn. Is that everybody?
Theor's turn,
Oh,
thank
Theor's
you.
turn, yes, thank you. Then bad guy's
Let
turn.
him know. Let him know.
He's going to advance another 30 feet.
Yep.
I wish he could do anything else, but oh well. And he's going to use his heavy crossbow.
I mean, with 30 feet, he can get into melee striking distance if he wants.
Oh, he's going to get into melee
Yeah.
striking range then on our last buddy. Okay, he's going to drop his heavy crossbow, draw his long sword, and here we go. That's a hit. Come on, Theor. That's a 6. But he has 2 attack.
But he's still in.
18.
18 to hit. Okay. That means I gotta roll something here. Theor takes a wide first swing. The wizard turns around just in time to catch it with the head of their staff and deflect it. As Theor switches around his footing and tries to strike on the back end, says, "Not so fast, Scourge." Swing up to the strike. It cuts across the wizard's chest. It releases a sort of surprised gasp, but suddenly smoke and illusory mist explodes, and the bandit is untouched, unscathed.
Go ahead, bro. Provoke an attack of opportunity. See what happens.
There will be exactly that. Well, actually, let me see. What do I have available to me here?
Only you know that.
Only, it's true. Only you're not wrong. Let me take a look at my... Oh, yeah, okay. All right. Do I have the spell slots for it? I think I do. I think I just do. Okay. The wizard will take the staff, slam it down, and there is a burst of frosty cold light. Theor has to raise his hand to his eyes for a moment to shield himself from the explosion of arcane force. And when all of you can settle your vision back onto where the wizard once was, nothing is there. As far as you can see, they are nowhere in your vicinity. However, there are some fleeting sounds of footsteps away from where the bandit once was, which I don't know. I don't think Theor can take an attack of opportunity against a target he cannot see.
You have to be able to see the creature to make an opportunity attack. However, recent rulings say that he still knows where the bandit is, but he just can't see them.
Right. Okay. So, and now, okay, once again, this is gonna be, okay, I'm making sure I'm doing this right, because there's a lot riding on this.
We don't just, like, see, like, a puff of smoke and then the bandit, like, peek its head around a tree, like, right next to it.
No, actually, what you see, or I should see, rather, what you hear, is that there's the crunching of footfalls against stone, leading away from Theor, towards the edge of the rocky precipice. Ailing says, to be honest though, I'm still lost. One of they're talking about Yoan being injured in the next. Gray is vaulting something. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was back to back. Yoan got knocked down and then Gray just decided to throw a staff at a target, so you're not too far behind. Okay, sorry. You can hear the sound of footfalls of the bandit wizard on the stone away from Theor, right? Heading towards the edge of the precipice, heading towards the edge of the cliff. Then there's a puff of dust, sort of like at the kicked edge of the cliffside, and you just hear like the grunt of physical effort, and then just like the sound of wind disappearing from behind the rock face. And as far as you can tell, there's no more enemies in sight.
Our boy did like a super spy jump off a cliff with a parachute getaway. Like,
Expeditious retreat.
yeah.
And so I'm going to shift our music back into a less combat heavy theme. As the party is
how do
now...
we pursue?
I will say that as the wizard makes the full retreat from the cliffside, the sigil on the ground, you see it like sort of winking in and out of existence as like the magical hold becomes weaker and weaker as the being goes farther and further away, until in a flash of light, mystical light, zoom, the sigil disappears and that effect is no longer in play on the stone.
Cool.
We didn't even get the box back.
Yeah, we didn't
even
get
know where
any.
the fuck that.
Well, I mean, we recognize these guys. Right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what we got out of this, is that we know that these guys took it.
They're the ones.
Bad guys.
Is there, like, where does the cliff lead to? Like, can we somehow trace like a direction that he was heading?
Would you like to walk over to the edge and peer down?
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
While we do that,
I pick up my quarterstaff.
I pick up my axe from the dead guy too.
Do you have a potion or no, Yoan?
No, I believe
give you
you're
one.
in charge of those.
Whoa, though, hold up. Are we all hurt? How much did you get back for that
No, I'm
particular
doing
win that I
okay.
cast you?
It was like 3 points.
Well, it was a
Yoan
D4 plus 3, so it was at
Yoan
least
is
3.
at 6 out of 12.
Okay, because I'm at 10 out of 18, so just... Sorry.
And I didn't get hurt once.
I didn't get hit at all.
Supposed to be the big
yeah.
bad fighter boy in the front, and I
give you a potion. The potion,
Who's you?
Yoan, because
Thank you.
Yoan.
Yoan quaffs it. And that is 2d4 plus 2. That's the remaining 6 that I need.
Nice.
Full health.
Beautiful. And then I look at Gray and I do healing hands. And my level's only a level 2, but so you get 2 points, but it's something.
Yeah.
It'll get bigger. It'll get bigger, so I get bigger.
And I would say while she's healing everybody, I'm gonna walk to the cliff face and just kind of be like, well,
let's go.
Fuzka, first time chatter.
Look like I'm looks like I'm about to start clambering down it, just like without even thought. Like, well, he went that way. Let's go.
Fusca, first time chatter, says, hey there, we'd be streaming much longer, looking for some place to raid. We're on track for at least another 15 minutes, so if you want to see the conclusion to the end of this this session, please feel free. Glad to have you here, Fusca. So the party trades some healing items between the two, between the rest of them, and welcome to the stream, yes. Quaff some potions, some wounds magically stitch shut. As this is all happening, you can see Percival dejectedly walks towards the spear, which has been embedded into the earth, and plucks it out and sort of like stares at it as Zorvarax marches towards the edge of the cliff. Fusca says, we'll raid elsewhere, and threw us a follow. Thank you so much. Love the diversity of the cast. See me again. Thank you, Fusca. We appreciate you. You can see that Percy looks towards his uncle with and like at the edge of his spear, and almost like begins to speak up, like, "Did you see? But Theor is utterly unenthused, sort of on a mission, as strides right up alongside Zorvarax. Sort of steely gaze cutting out towards the horizon where the waves are crashing against the stone. Where did they go? I heard him. I could have sworn as a peeks over the edge with Zorvarax. Zorvarax, give me a perception check with advantage since Theor is with you.
Ooh, okay. Let's see, my perception's not the best. I don't get to add his leadership to this, too, right?
No, unfortunately not.
That's going to be a 15.
A 15. It's faint. It is very difficult to see, Zorvarax, but you peering down as hard as you can towards the break of the ocean, with Theor sort of scouting along the lines of the rock too, says, right there. Do you see? And then you strain your eyes. There is the faintest outcropping of a rock, like another rock face, which is jutting out of the stone, as if it is a foothold, or perhaps like a naturally occurring shelf or alcove of rock that is jutting outside of the cliff face itself.
Is there a reason why that does that seem to be where they were heading? Is that like, or just why else would they jump off this cliff if not for somewhere to land?
I mean, that's more the answer. I mean, you look down, you don't know why they would jump towards that rocky outcropping, but anything underneath there is just crashing waves and jagged stone. So if they were jumping anywhere, it was probably there.
Well, I guess I'm not climbing down this cliff. Seems like that's the place to go, though. Anyone know how to fly?
No, but I know how to jump.
Wait, how far is it down?
That far? That's impressive.
I
always thought you were a scrawny little guy.
Magic Zorvarax.
Oh yeah,
Magic.
sorry, Fusca, I didn't see
yes, that's right. I keep forgetting. I keep forgetting about that thing that you can do with your hands and your wand.
Sorry, Fusca. Yes, to answer you, we do a bunch of other role-playing game-related streams throughout the week, but Wednesdays are specifically our group D&D night. So you might be able to see me do other things, but if you want to see specifically D&D, that'll be most Wednesdays. You were staring down at the edge of the rock. To answer Viola's question, so because me, I don't like to deal in absolutes when it comes to math. It's a pretty steep drop down. You can kind of ascertain from your current place and like how far it would be to drop. There's kind of unless you think of a more creative way, right? The party has their options at their disposal. But if you were just by raw strength and perseverance alone, you could drop down, just straight down from where you're standing and presumably land on the footfold. It does look like it would hurt a lot to do that. You would not be suffering no damage from just dropping straight against the stone.
Leroy Jenkins!
But that is possible. The other thing you could do, there are, roots that are poking out of the rock that are jutting out of the side of the cliff. There are some naturally formed crevices in the rock that are pushing down towards the foothold. So you could, in theory, clamber down it and, safely make it there without damage. But of course, that would require you to make some appropriate checks to make sure you can clamber without issue. I see a hand raised there, Viola.
Can I take one of my spears and I want to lodge it into the ground, and then I want to use my hempen rope and I want to create like a belay rope down so everybody can just climb down?
You can definitely set that up. I think most people might be a little heavier than, but it might give you.
Listen, I'm wearing heavy armor. I'll go first. I will test it. The girl is thick. She's ready.
I'm also very thick.
I may be the
party.
If we have 10 minutes or so, I might be able to do something about the tensile strength of this weapon.
Oh, I love that. Do we have 10 minutes, or do we want to hurry and get?
Oh yeah, are we seeing them continuing to run away?
I also have this hammer and piton that I can use to possibly hammer an anchor into the side instead of just your spear.
Ooh, that would. I mean, I like that.
The thing that it's meant to do that I use all the time in my cave dwelling, and I probably should have thought of that. But your spear idea, I thought, wow, that's really clever. I wish I had done that in all of my other. Oh wait, I did do that in all of my other cave dwelling days.
And I high five you. Good job.
Your hand against Zorbrax's hand is like a little baby. It's just like.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful moment.
All right, so it sounds like we have a little bit of a plan for me here. We have some rope and piton that can be thrown over the edge of the cliffside. It sounds like Yoan also might have something to contribute to this.
I could just change into a. Oh, never mind. I can't shapeshift into a bird yet. Sorry.
You might be able to turn into something with like a climbing speed, though.
A boar, a wolf, and an elk.
Okay. All right.
Really awkward.
I don't know. Elks.
I want to carry you as
No
an elk.
spiders in your life?
Whoa! Bruska rating with a party of 10.
Only got
Thank you so much. I see that you've come to. It says rely on your rating anyway. Thank you so much. Oh, we appreciate you. Welcome to Level 1 Adventuring and our D&D campaign. Thank you so much. You just missed. Oh wait, I think it's starting battle music up again for no reason. It's the raid music, the battle music for the raid. You just missed the party utterly decimate a group of magically gifted bandits. But now one of them has escaped with some tricksy invisibility into what appears to be a rocky foothold on the edge of a mountainside cliff. And they're trying to figure out how they are going to give chase to this wily fleer. Sorry. But thank you. Raid time. Okay, so yes, we have rope, we have piton, we have an elk and a wolf and a boar. Here's what I'll say. Not that you have to do this, Gray, but thinking in my mind's eye. Because if you turned into an animal and then forcibly just chose to jump off of the cliff and took the damage, it might deal damage to the animal form, but it might not be enough to actually hurt your physical form. So you would literally just be using your animal body as like a meat shield to land on the cliffside.
Wait, that was
okay. Let me just think a few more. Let me just think a few more steps ahead, though.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just saying, if all else fails, you could literally just yeet
a body
yourself.
in the ground. This guy's invisible. So it's just gonna be me as a boar falling heavy into the ground below. And then what, everyone's just gonna watch my dead body there?
Yeah, it's the latest form of
soul.
I said you don't have to do it. I'm just throwing you a possibility.
And I die in animal form.
Vogel just threw us enough follows to meet our 150 goal for the month.
Aww.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. you.
We appreciate you so much, your time and your energy, as you listen to us talk about throwing a boar off the side of a cliff.
What if I die in animal form? Will I have any consciousness to morph back?
Whoa! And the raid is just coming in strong with the Dirty Roller RPG. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Jeez. If I'm doing, and Garrett being the rules lord that he is, can double check my math on this. If you take an amount of damage that would quote unquote kill your animal form,
Okay.
does the remainder damage carry over to the physical form? To the physical form? Yes.
Yep.
So whatever damage would not be killed by the boar would still carry over into your HP if you decided to yeet yourself off the cliff. Once again, you don't have to do it.
But how many feet down is this jump?
Yes.
Got you. Let me let me take
I
a
also
look.
have jump as a spell.
As a spell.
If someone wants to do this with me, I will happily just heavyweight bore my way down the hill.
Boar
if
belly
someone
flop.
jumps down there with me.
Cowabunga, dude.
But
Let's
even
go.
then, this guy's invisible. So like, what are we gonna do once we're down there?
That's true. To answer your question, Yoan, you know me. I don't like hard math, but you can guess that if you were to just full body dead drop yourself onto this cliffside, it would be about. If it's about 20-ish feet down.
How many d6 of damage?
You would take roughly an average of 10 points of damage just from
Great.
jumping.
30-foot drop.
Yeah.
Unless you have jump, which triples your jump distance.
Wait, Lauren, don't you have fairy fire? Can't you make him visible?
Not if he's already invisible, so I couldn't target him.
Yeah. You could try to target an area that you think he's in, but like, that's neither here nor there. You could get lucky. Thank you so much, everyone, for getting the 151 out of 150 on the follower track.
I have a quick question. So we're pursuing the people that are running, is what we're doing.
Well, as far
is he I'm so sorry. Answer her question first.
You were pursuing the one bandit wizard who ran away. But as far as you understand it, they turned invisible, jumped off the edge of this cliff. And now the only thing that you know from here is that about 30 feet down, there's like a rocky outcropping where they could have landed.
Is he carrying the box with him?
You did not see any of the bandits physically carrying the box at the time. No.
Oh. What about something recognizable about, like if we did locate object, is there something like a medallion he was wearing or anything we could do to locate object on him?
I mean, yeah, you saw them wearing their amulets, their damaged amulets from the Thank you so much, Lady Marcella. We appreciate your follow. You definitely have seen them wearing their amulets from the Magisterium, the Arcane Academy, that were all banged up and burnt up and twisted. They were wearing those, so you could definitely use that as a focal point for certain spells.
I mean, I feel like I feel like we should do that before I just drop.
Or what? Can we locate the box?
The box?
Can we just locate object like the box they fucking stole?
Yes.
If it's within 1,000 feet of us.
I mean,
let me double check the wording on locate object here. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. You sense the direction to the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet. If the object is in motion, you know the direction of the movement. The spell can locate a specific object known to you as long as you've seen it up close within 30 feet at least once. Alternatively, the spell can locate the nearest particular kind of object similar to it, such as a certain kind of apparel, jewelry, tool, or weapon. The spell cannot locate an object of any thickness of lead or even a thin sheet blocks its direct path between you and the object.
Shit. So that would be risk. I feel like. What do you guys think? On the person or on the box? I feel like
a thin sheet is gonna be
there. Yeah.
All of those things by now.
Yeah. You think even the person, like if I'm thinking about something that's on the outside of their body, like you think even if I were to cast locate object, that would
specifically a thin sheet of lead, isn't it?
Correct.
Oh, it's lead.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think we should do. I think we should do the box to see if we should even pursue this guy and see if it's a different direction.
Cool. Okay. Okay, I do locate object for the box. Well, hey, can I do a perception check to see if the box is in 1,000 feet?
Wait, the perception check to see if the box is
In
what?
1,000 feet.
You squint your eyes so hard they begin to bleed at the edges as you're like, box.
Wait, can I just blindly throw my quarterstaff again and hope it hits him? No, I'm just kidding. I'll do locate object for the box.
Okay. Let me. Is there any other thing about that spell? Concentration up to 10 minutes. We got concentration up to 10 minutes. Perfect. Okay. Gray, you close your eyes as you're sort of communing with the spirits of nature, and you're training your sort of mind's eye on the last time you saw the reliquary, right? The inscribed sigils across like its silverite casing, trying to familiarize yourself with its physical form. As you are doing so, you begin to feel like a pulsating, almost like a heartbeat, right? That like is emanating from like the box in your mind's eye, and you follow that pulse through your consciousness down to the bottom of your feet, and then deeper beneath you into the stone underneath you, and you can feel as though the stone
Motherfucker at the cave! Okay.
is somewhere buried
a
deep
dungeon.
underneath you
I
in
turn
the
into a
cliffside.
boar and I drop.
Should that be where we call the episode for the day? Just Gray like running towards the edge as a boar, and then just like literally a cliffhanger of Gray like turning into a boar and jumping off the side.
And I hit hard. It's like a dope again.
Gray, look out! Like 3 seconds after you hit the ground.
Wait, I guess also. Oh shit. I also. How many spell slots do I have? I feel like I should also cast jump on someone else, because how the hell are y'all gonna get down there?
We have the pitten.
We have rope in the pitten.
That's true.
Okay, so I'll just be an asshole and drop like a pig while the rest of you fucking rock climb down like normal people. Cool.
You were talking about that before the DM brought up that idea. I just have to say.
It's true. You
None
don't
of us
have to
suggest
do
that
it.
you
It's
turn
just
into
an
an animal and
idea.
jump.
Yoan said that might have had some spell that worked with the rope idea.
Oh yeah? What was your spell?
What's wrong with the rope idea? It's not
I'm
like we
so
have to all
glad you
go at the same
finally
time.
decided to ask.
I don't care. I turned into a pig and I drop. Just kidding. Please tell us, please.
Oh, Yoan, I think the inquiring minds actually do want to know.
I think it's already in action, isn't it? It's too late.
Well, not for the rest of us. We need to get down there
everybody
too.
else is still up here.
I don't
I
think
need
it's too
to
late. I
know
didn't roll
a
for
boar and
shit.
jumping
Yeah.
down.
It sounded like we were jumping. You're not jumping?
If there's rope,
I was gonna use the rope.
I wanted to use the rope this whole time. After she
Yoan
finished
stands and rubs his temples. Whenever the rest of you are ready.
I just start climbing down the rope. I don't even. I just go.
That's what I thought. All right. Yoan sits in the grass and watches.
Okay, so actually climbing down the rope, we're gonna do. Well,
I will have to call a time check on that.
yeah. We'll handle that the next session. But at least for Gray, how much health does your boar form have? Do you know that off the top of your head?
I don't.
Okay.
But again, if there's rope.
Oh, okay. So you're not doing the boar thing.
No.
Okay, gotcha. I could not remember. All
we
right,
have so much rope.
All right, so we'll say that the party, with Yoan rubbing his temples and Gray excitedly exclaiming that there's a cave underneath the party's feet, that we will wait to see how the party approaches this cliffside cave for the next session, and we will call our evening for the night. So yes, the party has managed to track down, apparently, some of the remnants of the Forsaken in Riverholm, and maybe have even discovered one of their secret little little cliffside locations above the water where they have absconded with your mysterious reliquary. Good job, gang.
Absconded, that's a
you.
good word.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much for everyone who joined our session tonight, who rated, who followed. We had a lot of activity in the chat today. Sorry if we were a little back and forth there for a little bit, but I think it kicked off towards the end.
I think it's still pretty laggy.
Well,
I think they're like a few minutes behind us.
okay. Well, we
That's
can.
just on YouTube. That should be a clean stream,
Yeah,
right?
that should probably be
Oh
fine.
yeah, there you go.
But thank you so much for your time and energy. This is Level 1 Adventuring. If you're new here, who are we? We are a role-playing game stream, YouTube platform. We play big group games like D&D. We play solo indie games. We play some role-playing video games. So you can see a lot of different stuff. Follow us on all of our socials and platforms for updates on when we're going live. And to see any of the previous episodes. I think there's it was 10 episodes of this campaign prior to this. So if you want to find out how the party ended up debating whether or not they were going to jump off a cliff as a boar, you have 10 other episodes to catch up on to see how that happened. I'm your host and dungeon master, Wolf Scott, and I'm gonna let my other friends introduce / outro themselves. I don't know if you want me to call you in order, if you just want to kind of go for it.
No, call us.
Hi.
Okay, I'll call you then. Garrett.
Orchestrate it.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I've been Garrett Storm, and I have nothing to plug.
Sid.
Hi, I'm Sydney, and yeah, thank you.
Zach.
Hi, I'm Zach. I also have no things going on at
This
all.
is like the best
Wait, go to
outro.
Homebrew.
Best outros we've had. Lauren.
Hey, I'm Lauren, and I do actually have something to plug. I have survived one more day on this earth.
Sick. We love that. Amber.
No, that's huge.
That's you.